company that is just running everything in the back, but for now, it's just me and my little fingers here. So,
You're doing
we
a
always
very good job.
thank you, thank you. I feel like, being a mom really teaches you to multitask. Sometimes my
Yeah.
husband thinks I'm, like, crazy because I will have a lot of things going on. Like, I'll have bacon going, I'll have the music going, I'm, like, trying to get my pancakes going, and then, I don't know, I have maybe, like, something printing, and he's like, "What is happening
In the
right
middle of
now?"
an interview.
Imagine that. Yeah, so, we do our best, right? But I appreciate that. It's taken some time to get comfortable to this whole thing. A lot of times I always tell people getting used to looking at the camera, like, directly in the camera versus, like, looking at yourself is also
Oh,
something
I
new.
know.
So, I wanted to ask too, when you were wearing those Ray-Bans, I love the idea of that because especially coming from somebody who creates content and is constantly documenting just my day to day, because it's the easiest way for me to create
Hmm.
content is to just really document what I do personally. And everyone's like, why didn't you get those Ray-Bans? And I'm like, do you just talk to it? Is it a button you press? Tell me, like, do you like it? Or
I love
is it
it.
awkward?
No, not at all. I'm a retired chef, so plenty of years in the hospitality industry. So this is like social media is all new to me. All I know is like to watch the celebrity gossip. So I suck at content. And so I figure those glasses, and then I always don't want to feel awkward with like my little phone sitting there like this. So I'm like hands free, and plus I can do things. So I think that was the best marketing investment ever because you either can tell it, like talk to it and tell it to start recording or take a picture, or it's like
Without,
a little, yeah,
do you have, oh,
or
you do.
yeah, or it's a little thing button on the frame, and you can press it once and it'll take a picture. If you press it and hold it, it'll take a video. But not only that, it has like AI, Google in your ear. So, like when I was at Walmart, I was like, what aisle is the ketchup? And they're like, oh, you're located in Colton Walmart. The ketchup should be on aisle so and so and so and so. So it comes in handy a lot for different things. But content, yes, you definitely have to get it, especially because you're into content.
Yeah. How about different style? I haven't taken,
It is
like,
different styles. I got the white because I didn't want to do the like a sunglass look indoors because I know I was going to use it indoors as well. And I have the one that turned into sunglasses and regular glasses. So when you go outside, it turns into sunglasses. But or you can just get the regular sunglasses, or you can get the one that transfer, or you can just get the regular glasses. And then I heard that if you go through like your own optometrist, it's cheaper to get your lens inside of there instead of going through Meta. But it's the best investment ever. It helps me, and then you can set timers, live translation. Like if you're like I was at the airport and everyone around me was speaking a different language, and so I did a live translation, so they were able to break down everything. And not only that, you
ooh,
can go on live on Instagram and Facebook straight
with
from your glasses.
and then when you said you heard it, is that just because they have, like, speakers in that e like, where your
Yeah.
ear.
The ear
Oh.
part that goes over your ear is speakers. So honestly, only you can hear them. No one else around you can hear them as well.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I love
That
them.
AI is crazy. I think everything is it's like you have to be almost grateful for where we're
Yeah.
at because that's pretty cool what you can do with that. I wasn't sure if it's once you turn it on video, you just talk to it, like talk loosely out in the
Yeah.
open.
It just records everything like a regular record.
Can you tell it to do things as you're walking around, like without you
That
pressing
there's
anything?
every day they're updating it with something else.
Okay.
Like I know they're updating more languages to translate, and then they I think before it was like 3 minutes of recording, but I think now it's 10. So every day they're updating it with something. But I think that's what they're going to try to do. And they have different styles because they start off with Ray-Bans. Now they have Oakleys. So
Oh,
yeah,
yes, my husband told me about the running
yeah,
ones. He's like, "You should,"
yeah.
because So I got my first ever marathon coming up on February
Oh,
1st. That's literally
congratulations.
thank you. It's going to be a challenge. I tell you, running has been the most humbling. I've been working out forever, but running, I have always been like, nah, not my thing. So it's going to be a good challenge for me. But he did tell me about the Oakley's runner like style now has the same thing. That's crazy. I think everybody's going to eventually get to that point where it's just on you. For me, it's
Yeah.
a trip. Like it's crazy to see that. I saw something on YouTube about, I think it was like a tech or an AI trade conference, one of those conferences, and they were showing the robots, and they literally like look like real people. I mean, obviously you could tell
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
somewhat AI. Even videos now, I can tell like, oh, that's AI
But
generated.
you know what's crazy? I want to say I just had my youngest son. So 12 years ago, he was literally an infant, and he's 12 now. I was working in the hospitality space, and I seen someone with the Google glasses. And to see me to have these glasses now, it was kind of crazy because he was telling me, like, he was showing me how it takes pictures, how it translates. 12 years later, I was able to, now I own some.
Yeah.
So the
Wow.
technology, you know?
Yeah, it's really evolved. I feel the younger cats have definitely like really are on top of it to where
Yeah.
some of us are like, we're a little hesitant about it, but some of us are on board. I think people are getting used to it and figuring out like what makes sense on how to use it. So that's super dope. I'm gonna have to check them out.
Yeah.
Um, you said a chef. That's a trip. Before we get too far into some random stories, I tend to do that. Tell us a little bit about who you are, T, and kind of your background as far as who you are as a woman in this space.
My name is T from Teais Tea. I'm a retired chef, like I mentioned earlier. I was in the hospitality industry for plenty of years, but that industry is demanding. I have an autistic son who needed more of my attention, so I had to retire. Being a chef, I always grew. I had a garden, over 32 fruits and vegetables, and something like that. And of course, I had cannabis around my tomatoes. So, I just started making my own blends from scratch and then having my family and people close to me try it. But, what made me do teas was because my mom, she started, depending on prescription pills more, because they're being they're older, and she's anti-cannabis, but I was trying to find a way for her to get introduced to the plant correctly because she smoked as a teenager and she had a bad experience, so that's what took her off completely. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. I currently make cannabis tea. I'm the first in California to do THC cannabis tea, and that's about it.
Well, that's not just it. It's a lot, especially you being a mom. I always got to say it was until I became a mom that I really realized what that phrase or that quote
Yeah,
really meant. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
no, I think that's amazing, especially not only that, it's a mom on an entrepreneur journey, which is
yeah.
it's a lot, especially in today's world. So my hat goes out to you and thank you for
Thank you
sharing
so
that.
much. You as well.
A lot of things there I remembered while you were sharing that is one, I got to know you through the chamber, I think. It's either
Yes.
Canna Mom Circle or Chamber, one of the two. And I think you showed me your garden, and I was just in awe because I think right now what's driven a lot of autism parents is to look at the diet and the
Mhm,
source of food. And I
mhm.
think you said earlier you shared your son's 19 or 18.
Yes, he's 19 now.
Okay.
He's a senior in high school. He's on the special needs certificate program, which means he takes a little bit longer than the general ed class. So he does the 5 instead of the 4. We're so excited for him to complete this. And he has textural difference. So that was a challenge for me as well, meaning food wise. So like, yeah. So I don't know if you experienced that, but like it's certain things that he won't even try to this day. And then like we got him to eat chili dogs because of Sonic the Hedgehog. because he'll eat chili, he'll eat hot dogs, but he wouldn't put it together. And so we're like, look, Sonic the Hedgehog eats chili dogs. And so that's what made him try it. But he's still picky, being 19. And we're just so proud of him.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Nobody understands that more than me as far as like they'll eat this and this, but not together.
Yeah,
And Colt does the same thing. Right now, he's pretty good. He's expanded his I guess
palate.
yeah, he's totally like the other day my husband got orange chicken and for him to even be down to try it, we were
That
like,
part. Oh my gosh.
what?
Yeah,
No. Things right now that trip me out is him eating like beans and rice, like a whole taco plate. He won't eat the
the shell.
tortilla. No,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he won't eat the tortilla, but he eat the shredded chicken, the beans, and the rice.
yeah.
But if I
Look,
order
I
it,
won't
the
complain. You
shredded
got to get it whenever you can.
oh, no, I will never complain about protein, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's like pastries and shit, then I'm kind of like, "Come on, man, you gotta slow it down." Right now, I don't know if it's a thing, but, we'll have to talk about it later as far as what my son has because he's only 7, so I'm sure there's
Okay.
your son being older, I could, lean in on you and
Oh,
ask some things.
yes,
It's so
yes.
hard to have that. So I appreciate you sharing that as well with us. But yeah, kudos to him and to mom and dad because
Thank
it
you.
is really hard to
Yeah.
to get them through every single stage of their life,
Yeah.
especially when they have a lot of challenges. And so, do you only have one?
I have 2, but one is autistic.
Oh, the 12 and is he your son too, or you have boy, girl?
No, I have 2 boys.
2
I have 5
boys.
brothers, no sisters, and God gave me 2 boys. I said he got it. He wanted I'm supposed to be the queen of all the castles, so
Hey, I will take it, I will take it. That makes all the sense why you don't like drama.
I exactly. I don't have time for it, I have brothers, we fight.
Yeah, yeah, and it's guys are just, like, straight up. There's no,
Yeah,
like, "Please don't be around the bush, I just don't fuck" like, I'm not just be tell me what you need,
I don't
that's
have
what you
time
want.
for
I feel you.
it.
Yeah, autism moms don't have time for it either.
I
Totally
have,
get that.
plenty of things, a scheduled tantrum, like, I got so much stuff going on.
We ourselves are trying to self-regulate, okay? So please give us a break. Okay, well, I'm excited that I get to kind of expand my autism mom journey. I think it's important to
Yes,
kind of lean in on each other, aside
yes,
from us also having a love for the plant. I think that helps us tremendously. But circling back to the garden,
yes,
so you do homegrown and you're taking your flower and then you're I guess what processing it to become edible because I got this little package here and thank you for coming by and
thank
blessing me
you.
with the package. I'm actually going to make it as you explain this. So,
Okay.
yeah, tell us a little bit about
So
like
that was my inspiration from my garden. But then I learned that, due to cultivation, license, and stuff like that. So I figured out how to put everything in a legal aspect of it and to be on metric. And so once I ironed that stuff out, I became on metric. And once I became on metric, I became available to dispensaries, and this is our most popular and award-winning flavor. That's what you're trying right now. It's called Hippie Juice, and it's a hibiscus cannabis-based tea. And it is fun, fruity. This is our most popular flavor because you can drink it hot or cold. It's nice in the summertime as well.
ooh,
And yes, because it's fun and fruity. Um, and state told us to do 10, 10, 100. So 10 milligrams each tea bag, 10 tea bags per package, and the whole package equals 100 milligrams. And I'm just so thankful for the people that make this happen, like Courtney from Big
ooh.
Betty's, who was actually my manufacturing and distribution person, and a few other people to help me get on metric because I couldn't have done it without them.
Okay. Yes, yes. What exactly when you say metric, just for our audience here,
Okay.
kind of explain that because even me, I mean, I know it from hearing it being around people that own retail and so forth, but me personally not owning a business or having to deal with it, kind of explain from that level.
So, usually when I introduce or when I explain it to people, I'll say it. Well, what I can compare it from my experience is the food industry.
Mm.
So, for instance, if you want to make cookies like Toll House, they get their flour from a already state approved flour company. So it's not like an outside source that they're getting it from someone's backyard or someone's facility that's not even regulated or health department checked. So you outsource to people that's already certified with your local or state authorities. For instance, I outsource my cannabis that we use to a certified California certified cannabis provider who is well known and already works with the state of California cannabis laws. And
Mm.
then from there, the manufacturing has to be in a state approved cannabis facility, meaning it has to do like it's all their labs or their testing from the health department, from California regulations. They have to make sure that the facility that I am making the products in that is safe and healthy for me to make products in that environment. And then I get tested by the state once the product is actual finished. They come in and they pick like it depends on how much you have. For instance, let's say I had 5,500 packages. So they
Mhm.
come and they shuffle through all of it and they pick 5 random ones. And then they take it to the lab and they test for, pesticides, they test for all the bad stuff. And once you pass then you're able to be on the market slash dispensaries for the consumer. It's safe for the consumer to use. So it's not like you're just making it in your backyard and you're just throwing it in on the shelf. No, it's a lot that go into it, and each step costs a lot of money, but it was well worth it because I wanted everyone to get the same relief that my parents have got using this product, and I think it helps a lot of people, especially people who is scared to smoke
Yeah.
or discreet because all you need is hot water. You can get hot water anywhere. Hell,
Yeah.
Starbucks will give you hot water, or
Mhm.
cold water, and you can make it anywhere. So I think it's really good for everyone to try it.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And, to the parental guidance as far as you guiding your mom kind of out of leaning in on opioids, I totally
Yeah.
resonate with that because my mom too, I struggle with that. Unfortunately, like you said, the older generation, the older boomers, they are still very in their ways and
Mhm,
they're just uneducated in regards
mhm.
to um, the benefits of this, and then they're heavily still educated on the propaganda and stigma that was during
Yes,
their time.
yes.
So I think it's a good thing that she's opened her eyes to it. My mom kind of dibble dabbles into it now that she's moved back home to her country. I think she's feeling a lot better, but she says that out here she felt like the food and all of that, which we've talked about before, made her feel a certain way. But
Yes.
a lot of the pain that she was having was all, related to not postpartum. That's me. Um, what is it called when they go into
Perimenopause.
so yeah, that and then menopause. So like the
Yeah.
full on, and now osteoporosis and
Osteoporosis. Okay, so I'm going through that as well. I had a hysterectomy like 2 years ago now,
oh yeah.
and yeah, so they told me about all of that. So everyone with menopause, stay tuned. I'm making us a tea right now.
I tell her how much this would help her because, to my
Yes,
understanding, a lot of it is like your muscles are really tight,
yes,
they're cramping. So I always
yes,
say magnesium,
yes.
all of that information. And because with my nutrition background. I'm always trying to give her like tips, but again, it comes down to somebody willing to try it. So
Yeah.
the more, like you said, education is super important, the way you deliver it. But yeah, no, is your mom now open to consuming flour, or just in a
She
edible?
only allows me to dose her.
That's
So, and I stick with her with CBD only because when I tried to get her on THC and I was with her and it was a low dosage, we were in the parking lot of Starbucks. I think I was waiting on someone. And she was actually high and she was just too paranoid. And I didn't want to tell her she was high because I didn't want to freak her out. But she's like, hey, aren't you thirsty? I'm thirsty. Yeah, I'm thirsty. Let's get a dragon fruit. Like, she was just talking 100 miles per hour. And I'm like, lady, chill out, like chill out. And then this is when I made a deal with a photographer for DMX. So I wasn't sure if it was like legit or real. And so me and her just like randomly waiting for this person, and she's like, what if they rob us? What if they rob you? What are we going to do? Like she was acting so crazy. And I kept telling her like, chill out, chill out. And then I was like, you know what? You're high, but I need you to chill out. And then she started freaking out because she was high. So I only give her CBD for her pain in her muscles. Now she tells everyone she's the CEO of Teais. So she's pro cannabis. She's my number one supporter, my number one salesperson. Every time she's somewhere, she's like, "Oh yeah, my daughter can help you with that," So
so
she's
good.
yes, so she's pro cannabis now.
Yes, yes. Thank you, mama, because we need
Yes.
more of the boomers to kind of be in those rooms. Going into the do you know Megan? She's the nurse. I think she started a new company, but she's always going to like senior living homes. Have you taken her to there?
I just recently heard someone saying that.
Yeah, Megan, she's right here in Claremont. We have to have
Yeah,
a mom sesh, dude. We have to have a mom sesh.
I
There's a
think
few of us
about
that are kind of like literally borderline within like
and we're so
15 minutes.
close.
I
Yeah.
know. But mom life, we be appointment here, pickup here, groceries, Target stop. But yes, I think, at least once a quarter, every 3 months would
I
be
would love to. Yeah,
yeah.
as long as on my calendar where I can make a schedule where to put the kiddos, then
That
I'll
part.
be okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Because again, autism parents, I don't know, you probably don't have too many now, but I have a lot of appointments like speech,
Oh,
OT.
yeah, yeah. We came a long way because my son was also, we found out at before we found his diagnosis with autism, he was also deaf. So his when he was born, they do the random hearing test. He
Yeah.
passed that. By the age of 3, he had 10% in his left ear and completely deaf in his right, or vice versa. His adenoids and tonsils was enlarged and pinched in his ear canal. It was a 50-50 chance that removing them was going to help. And so we ended up trying it and it helped. From then on, he had annual audiology test. And then from that point, that's when we found out he was also autistic. So he came a very long way, and he still does. He's he's him. You know, he's him. So yeah. So we're trying to still, but he's excited about graduating.
Oh, I bet. I bet. I love the support, and then seeing their enthusiasm about everything
Yeah.
they've done. What does that look like for you being a cannabis owner, or, a business owner, and also being around a lot of, doctors, professionals in that space?
When he got diagnosed, I was told by a woman that I have to be his advocate. And I took that job very serious. And you can ask every school he attended because I keep hearing oh, we need more moms like you. But I think it's just the opposite of what they're saying because I was so on top of everything. I was such a helicopter mom. I was so involved, PTA, all that. So volunteers, what your class need. I was always hands on. And I advocated to my son to my best ability. And sometimes, especially with the public system, they think they know what's best for your child, but haven't spent enough time to figure out what is best for your child. So you have to introduce your child to them, you know. And so I did a lot of that. I jumped through a lot of hoops. I became a very good advocate for him. And I'm just happy it's almost over.
That's such great insight and perspective for me as far as like just making sure I hear that again, because again, it's still learning. I'm learning so much, and again, not wanting to treat them um uh like a lab rat, because a lot of times they want to test and test and test, and
Oh, yes, and
for a
I don't know
parent,
about
it's
you, I'm anti-medicine as well,
yeah,
so I don't do all that stuff, and, we
it's
found things that worked for us,
okay.
um, but, I'm not that parent. And they will try to ask you for different stuff or try to diagnose him with something else. Well, it's ADHD, so you need Ritalin or, something else on part of it. But no, again, I took that job serious. I just had an IEP last week and I told the team, like, no hard feelings. 'Cause it was our last IEP. I was like, no hard feelings. This is nothing personal, because I put them through the ringer because they want to go down one path, and I know my son and I know his strengths. So
Yep.
I know challenging him, like for instance, physically, there's nothing wrong with him. Why does he need special needs PE?
Mm, okay.
You know what I mean? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. He could do regular PE. We started introducing general ed electives in middle school. So, he's been a hacker since the age of 4. He hacked in Apple, like the Apple system at the age of 4. He did Spectrum at the age of 8, and he hacked something else by the age of 10. Oh, and by middle school, he hacked the whole system because don't forget, school was virtual. So he hacked his school district too. So, put his behind in coding. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so he has his and they kind of wanted him to stay on that special needs path. And see, I'm aware that a lot of facilities like banks, schools, prison, at the end of the day, they're still businesses.
Mhm.
People still
Mhm.
get paid for butts being in a chair.
Yep.
So, yeah, as much as I wanted to homeschool, I don't think that I was equipped to.
Mhm.
And so that's why I just made sure I was on top of everything and that he needed and that was right for him. And I didn't shy about things like that. So that's
Yeah.
why I apologized to him.
No, no, I think you have every right to. From what I hear from other moms is a lot of times they do try to push their, I'll just call it an agenda. They want to make
Yes.
sure that they're in that column, and if not, it's either like a zero. You know what I mean? I'm in this phase right now where he just got his evaluation, like his full on diagnosis, and I'm not
Okay.
happy with it. So I'm looking for another place to do another one. And
Why?
again, uh, because basically they're saying when I had asked her, she said he was level 3, which that part I wasn't really arguing too much about, but it was the cognitive level that I did not agree
Uh,
with. And she was saying that it was more of an 11th month year old and he's 7. He's fully potty trained. He can dress himself. He can feed himself. He knows how to manage his AAC device. He completely does his academics with his OT and speech. And when I
mhm.
asked her if she would be interested in seeing the reports from his therapist that he's been seeing for the past 3 years, she said, no, not really. It doesn't count because if he can't perform what I'm asking him to perform during the evaluation, then it does not count. So if you want to reevaluate, we can in the next 6 months if your insurance has it, within that.
I
Yes.
have I have someone, a facility. I'll give it to you after this. I recently had to get my son retested. Even though doctors, school, everything, he's 19 at this point. I told you he was diagnosed at 3. For instance, like Social Security, they challenged that he's no longer autistic.
Oh, So that means no benefits, right? Is that what they're trying to?
Not really, and I'm only receiving the medical benefits because that's, they go to Loma Linda. So that's the only really thing I'm really worried about. But they said that he doesn't qualify no more because they don't look at disabilities as a full disability. They look at as every disability as temporary. So he's no longer autism. So they evaluate him, and that's where they came up with this finding. And basically, so I had to get an outside person to evaluate him, like you're trying to do now, and bring it with them. But I had to take it to court. My preliminary hearing we just had 2 weeks ago, and then the guy, I actually said, I'm like, sir, I'm sorry, I don't even know how we got this far, why we're here. You know what I mean? And he's sitting there looking at all the, on paper stuff, and he's like, yeah, me neither. Like, so he's like, I'll send you a paper, so our envelope, so you can send over the new, the outside evaluation I got. By the time he sent me the paper, he's like, girl, you got it, because I don't know what we're doing here. So it's everything's a challenge. I don't know if it's because of the new administration, but I doubt it. But it's just, you just gotta be, everything is a game or a trick. And I do understand them trying to weed out the people who, are taking advantage of it. But autism don't go away. So what are we talking about? You know what I mean? So so I have someone I can send you to. And they have multiple locations too. And I think they have one near you.
Oh, that's crazy. I've never had. Yeah. I try to avoid all that shit as much as possible, but I'm coming to that point because it can get stressful, and I'm sure you know it.
And that's the only thing that gives my full energy, because you have to give it your all, because these people are crazy.
Yes. I know. Okay. Circling back to your yummy tea, by the way, I love the way it tastes. It's it's like you said, you can do hot and cold. It reminds me of like Jamaica, right? Like the hibiscus.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Are made of.
Yeah.
When you say that you were talking about metrics, that's what all this information is usually.
Yeah.
Labels, right?
Yes, when you usually see this will tell you when it was tested, when it expires, the shelf life of it. And as I mentioned, Big Betty Edibles is the manufacturer. And then the date it was tested, and you see the best used by date and all that.
I always tell people when I go to the dispensaries, when they're not familiar with like purchasing or consuming cannabis products, to always look at that information. You know what I mean? It tells you so much.
Yes, it'll tell you way more about the product and how to handle the product as well. Like for instance, like the best use date. And then so that will let you know if it's been tested regularly, because every so often we have to get it retested, because for instance, what if this was cookies and the cookie shelf life is only like 6 months? You don't want to be buying product that's, perhaps molded, because certain dispensaries, you may not get your money back. So it depends. So that's good to look at that. And not only that, it always have the proper dosage of the product as well. Because people can say, 10 milligrams or 20 milligrams, but on here it has the exact dosage on it, and it breaks it down per unit, per everything. So, and this is tested. So this is their state, not just what the people think or want it to be. This is what the state approved and tested at.
So good. I think it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work for you to try to do all that.
My whole life savings on it, but it was worth it.
Yeah, no, I bet. Catching your dreams and living it. I see you out and about networking. You activated this year at MJ Biz with the tea, didn't you? You did like the Ohio Classic?
Yes, we were at the Vegas Classic at the Las Vegas Country Club. We were actually guests of Canna-beverage. They're a wonderful wellness event space, and you guys should try them out. They have a lot of activations, from massages to sound baths to meditation. They the co-founder or the founder, Vanessa, is a wonderful person, and she's another woman that I wouldn't have made it to where I am without her.
Oh, Canalux. Okay,
Yes.
you said it's an event space?
Well, they do different events in different locations.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but it's wellness events. So
I
it's like a one-stop shop for wellness. Whatever you're looking for as far as like, self-care or, anything you're looking for as far as wellness, you can find it as a one-stop shop.
I did like that. I saw that they had, I don't know, like what, 3 different things happening in one day as far as
Yeah.
like a massage, a
Yeah.
tea, or
They
all types of different things happening. And then you served your tea on the golf course or at one of the activation events?
At one of the activation events inside of the clubhouse at the country club, I
Oh,
was a part of I was in a rotunda for a tea room. That was one of the activations. So either before or after you received your massage or your meditation or your sound bath, you can come and try different flavors I have available because I will be dropping next month on my website all new flavors, but they're only going to be CBD. So I'll be able
okay.
to reach everyone and everyone be able to order e-commerce way with no problem. Yeah, a lot of people got a chance to try my new flavors, and yeah, I was super excited about it. And if it wasn't for Canalux, I wouldn't have been able to showcase my tea like that.
Oh, that's so important. I think really trying to figure out who to collaborate with is another
Yes.
thing I like to ask my entrepreneurs. One being a female in this space. How do you go about who to collaborate with and who to, give your energy to?
I try to find like-minded women who is more want to educate people on the plant,
Mhm.
versus just, in a different space. Like for instance, like I mentioned, Vanessa, she's the number one person I know that can educate about the plant. And she knows how important wellness is for us and how wellness and cannabis goes hand in hand. No
Mhm.
matter how you want to introduce it to you. And a lot of other people that just in love with the plant and appreciate the plant and is willing to educate. Because yes, it's fun to just, the medicinal part of the recreational part of the plant,
Yeah.
but we have to not forget about the medicinal part of it. The plant is really, really helpful, especially the way big pharma has been coming up and attacking us lately, and the alcohol industry. It's just better for us to educate people so they know the value of it.
Yeah, and to that point, I guess it'd just be a good time to ask you your thoughts on rescheduling. I guess it's twofold. The ban was it's so crazy how it all happened literally within months of each other. They dropped the whole we're going to ban the hemp, and then came January, they announced, "Hey, we're going to reschedule cannabis." Not that hemp and cannabis are two different things, my friends, but what are your thoughts?
Um, as a small business owner, I'm kind of all over the place with it because if they, so to speak, make it legal, or more than it is now, or they reschedule it, you know what I mean, right? Um, my competitor will be Lipton's tea.
Mm,
There's companies right now who has been, in the works of waiting for it to be rescheduled so they can hop in. Um, Hell, like I got some weed in Palm Springs from Haagen Dazs Farms, CBD, so it's like from my understanding, a lot of companies has been working on this for years. So if they, make it, you know, declassify it anymore, I can't go against Lipton tea. You know what I mean? I spent my life savings just put it on in dispensaries, and then to go against a huge, long time, multi-billion-dollar company, it's crazy. So yes, I would like to get business loans. Yes, I would like to get a business account, but in the long run, I don't want to be phased out because someone with generational money can overturn me. So I'm kind of on defense on both places with it. So I don't know. I don't know. What what do you think?
For me, I don't own a business, so I sit on a whole different spectrum. I think it's tough from a mother's perspective, coming from
Mhm.
the autistic side of things. I got excited because a lot of people are saying the rescheduling will open up doors for research. From that end of things, to be completely honest, I hope it does because they should be looking at how cannabis can help autism on a larger spectrum. However, I am also aware that big pharma, big corp, just big money in general will have the upper hand in that.
Yep.
And then if they do that, are we expecting cannabis in a prescription now? So if they do it, it's not going to be for the small mom and pop business owners. And it never had, I mean, it's the domino effect of everything in life as far as business.
Yeah.
I, I'm in banking and specifically in private equity. And unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. And it is that's what's most concerning. So I think a lot of people in our space who really love the plant and see the medical side of it, whether it's been recreational or medical for us, we still believe it being no different than lavender, no different than chandula, no different than
Mhm.
chamomile. There are benefits to these herbs. And I think the administration, and I will tell people both sides, they play both sides so that we look like the ping pong for them, and
Yeah.
that's just it. So people can preach whatever side they want, but at the end of the day, we're the ones that are losing, and they will create some sort of wording when figure out this bill to where when Schedule 3 doesn't work for us, what then? Because I feel like it's already happening because the farm bill is not what
Mhm.
they originally
Mhm.
wanted. So
Mhm.
what's the difference from the red line and red tape that was pitched to our dear farmers that no longer are getting the benefit of that? And now, if I understand, they throw in the towel, they're still having to
Yep.
pay and be monitored. It is
Yep.
crazy. So team deschedule all the way around is my true fight in this game. But hopefully the people in this space who are lobbying and who are up there who truly do love it do make those educational
But
meetings
see,
and
that's
talk.
the thing, that it's not nothing new. They've been used marijuana as medical and for the research for health. Um, Cannabis got introduced as cigarettes for asthma. Cannabis was also suppositories. It's tea. It was teas, from my understanding. Maria Antoinette used to drink it for her menstruations. Like, it's been around. They've been known the medical use of it. It's in history books. It's also in our health laws in the beginning. So
Mhm.
that's not really like a fight because they know what it's about. They know how much but again, we're going against big pharma. Again, it's all a money game. So, and I tell
Yeah.
people say all the time, "Oh, you're in the cannabis industry, that's a multi-million dollar industry." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you need 1 million to play and 1 billion to get the money." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're still not, but it's all about money. And the people that is going to benefit from it is going to be people who wants about money and not the health benefits of it. And
Yeah.
that's another reason why I'm scared of it, because I do know some autism moms that treat their kids with cannabis. I do know some parents that treat their kids with cannabis for like seizures. It helps calm down a lot of stuff, stimming.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Mm.
all goes about what works for you and your child.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just saying, like, I haven't had a chance to go that far because my son wasn't, able to. We managed without it. But the mom, if I had to go that route, knowing the all natural part of the plant, knowing the beneficial part of the plant, I would have went chose that route as well. But it's just the ban that they tried to have on it. But so it's like, I don't know, it's like a catch-22. We're gonna get screwed either way. Um,
I think, yeah,
and
anything
that's
with the
the sad
government
part.
is a catch-22 at this point.
Yeah,
It's so hard, and it's the same thing with the food,
yeah.
"Oh, we're going to do this,"
Oh,
and then they give us a
don't get me
little
started
bit
on that.
of a like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and then, "Are you really gonna do this?" It's the same thing with the, "Oh, we have this medication to give kids with autism, that Leukerovin," or whatever it's called. Then I come to find out that's been around for years. Many people have gotten a chance. It's nothing new.
Yeah,
So it's like word salad, throw
yep,
whatever out there that sticks and let's see who takes it. And
yep,
unfortunately, I don't think many of us are sleeping anymore, if you know what I
yeah,
mean. A lot
and
of us
that's
are
what it
awake.
is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, "Wait, no, we don't want a sober, clear-headed, present society. We need them to stay in a zombie mode." Wait a minute, this is not working. But we won't go down that route, guys. YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm totally kidding. Yeah, no, I feel you, girl. There's, as a business owner, I can imagine your fears of what may
Yeah, 'cause I
happen.
don't have mommy and daddy's money. I don't have, generational money, so,
Yeah, and you have a family. A lot of times
Mhm,
people forget that, some of us that are in this game have a family, and there's a lot more at risk than just making,
mhm.
cute videos of you smoking weed or whatever the case may
Exactly.
be. But no, I appreciate you sharing, your insight from a business perspective, a mom's perspective, and then kind of, where you stand with all the changes happening in the space. I
Yeah.
know it's not easy, but all I can say is, keep pushing. This is your dream, and you don't want to have a what if when you're 80 and you're laying
Oh,
in
yeah, there's
bed,
no plan B.
right? Just write it
So,
out, girl. You got a good community behind you, and I can tell from the moment I met you, you have the grit
thank
to really just push through whatever comes at you. And if you're an autism mom, I know that for a fact. So
thank you so much.
you keep pushing. On that note, what's the biggest goal you set for yourself for this year? Anything new or anything that you're like really like, I'm gonna triple down on this?
Expanding. Expanding to different states. So, I wanna do colder climate states, Minnesota, Montana,
Oh,
Washington. I think, Colorado. I think my product will be great out there. Yeah, I just wanted to start at home, my own backyard in California before I started to make that jump. So that's where I see it, expanding to different states, and getting everyone to try because the product speaks for itself. All you
yeah.
have to do is try it, and then you'll understand what you've been missing this whole time.
And I'm excited for it. Honestly, right now, I was just thinking about it, not to cut you off, but we
No
have
worries.
started a run club, and I'm like, this is perfect for this. We have a
Yeah,
post like meetup, and usually we do like coffee or whatever. But
yep,
lately it's been cold, and I'm like, this, all I have to bring is like a hot canister, and
yeah.
yeah, perfect. I'm gonna do that this weekend. So, no, I
And let
think
me
it's
know if I
genius.
can help and sponsor. I would love to.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, we're looking to get, like you said, I think that also brought this up is when you're saying, staying right here in California, doing it here first. A lot of entrepreneurs that are heavily involved in giving back to their own community and having
Yes,
some sort of business and impact in that space will always preach start in your own backyard. Like if
yes,
you can't make that change in your local cities, like how do you expect to make it globally or statewide? So
yeah,
I love that approach. But yes, no, we would love to involve more people in the Inland Empire that have businesses, whether it's in cannabis or not, just to wellness and
yes,
just kind of start, doing little events together. Ours is like literally we meet up every Saturday, 7 a.m. And maybe it's 10 people, maybe it's two people, but
okay,
hey, it gives us an opportunity to have conversations like this. And I think that's the best way to educate people that are not
yes.
in cannabis when they're like, wait, what do you do? Or what is this? And then
And
it's
yeah,
just like,
it's kinda like when you go to the kids' school, they're like, "What do you do again?" And I'm just like, "I own my own business." They're like, "Yeah, you mentioned that, but what do you do again?" And so
What do
I just
you do
went,
with that? That's probably why I homeschool girl, to be completely honest with you.
yeah. I'm like, oh, I just make tea. I'm a tea.
Okay.
I don't
Tea, yeah.
say cannabis tea. I own a tea company.
Yeah, no,
And
I
then
get
I
it.
got the principal of one school a couple of years ago. It's like, I might have to try it. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah. You're like, no, not for me. No,
yeah, yeah,
thanks.
yeah,
Well, then, no, I think it's, we got to move smart as moms, no matter what.
yeah.
A lot of people are like, but you're in California. And I'm like,
That'll mean nothing.
no, still don't mean no, nothing. And it's always somebody's perspective or lack of intelligence in that specific, whatever
Yep.
that may be, as far as what may get us in trouble. So we rather not.
I
But
explain to my kids that I make medicine and I help people. So they know the plant as medicine, like it should be known as.
yeah, I teach them as herbs. Right now, we're about to get ready to start planning for spring. We should have a plant day.
Oh, I'm so
Um,
down.
yeah, for one, I don't know how to grow outdoor for shit.
Oh,
But I'm setting an area because it was one the dog, and then it gets windy as hell where I live.
oh, 1 year, it knocked over my corn.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't know why I said because we just had winds for 2 weeks. What?
Yes,
Just the past.
I was so
Week.
devastated. It was my first time growing corn, and they were doing perfect. And then it was just like I
They need to
came.
grow everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
tried to. Yes.
I want to teach them. So I do teach it as if it's herb, and she knows, and I always say she because it's my neurotypical daughter. I have 3 kids. It's my oldest that's nonverbal autistic, but yeah, she is so into it, and she'll be like, okay, this year, because to my understanding, you could do like marigold and tomatoes and cannabis, and it's a good mixture
Yeah.
for
Yeah. They feed off of each other.
yeah. Yeah. So I got the seeds. I actually have soil, and I got to get a bed because I feel like I need to raise it from the floor because I felt like bugs were getting in.
They're
Look at
gonna
that.
get it regardless, sweetie.
Oh, this outdoor. So I have tents because I'm indoor galore, just been indoor girl all my life. Now me trying to do outdoor is such a different game. So yeah, I need all the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Tips and tricks. All right. Thank you for sharing that. I did have a question. I had to write it down. Do you only do as far as terps or not terps, as far as cannabinoids? Is your tea only CBD? Have you thought about expanding to like CBN or CBG, other cannabinoids? And
But
how would you do that?
it's the same process, but I've been getting a lot that question a lot. So I probably that
Yeah.
am true. So I actually have been thinking about that, and I might come across that this year.
Yeah, because being around a lot of athletes, I will tell you, like a lot of them
Yes, and
are
that he's been
interested.
asking me.
And runners specifically, this part is new to me as far as getting into that community, as far as athletes and CBG. So the hat I'm wearing, check, I'm gonna have to, I'll tag you, but they make gummies and they make like this little it's not really an energy drink, but because they use like, I want to say green tea extract, it gives you the
Yes,
energy, L-lithium and CBG. I want to say, yeah, CBG or CBN. No, CBN's for sleep, right?
yes.
Okay, so they have a recovery gummy and then like an energy drink. And I was like, look at this. This is
Yes.
really interesting. And they only focus on runners. And a lot of them kind of don't really know anything else when it comes to like the cannabis space. So I think it's interesting that you're starting to see some of these really not heavy cannabis brands, but really start to play with a ratio of things. So I think you definitely should try. And then what flavors are we allowed to ask, or you want to wait to surprise people?
I want to wait and see because they also have CBD, a topical. I have a lot of other brand extensions. So I have a beauty care line with shea butters, bath bombs, and stuff like that, chapsticks. And then I also have a topical line as well. So a lot of the athletes gravitate to that because the pain is it subsides the pain instantly. If you have like a surgically pain, it subsides it instantly, but it lasts from 3 to 6 hours. But if it's just like runner's pain or something of that sort, then it lasts 6 to 9 hours. So, and I didn't know that was a community that needed my help. So
Yeah.
that's who's been asking me. So I'm really excited to venture off into there and try to see what, their needs is, because each one of my products and my brands are based off of someone that's in my life that I tried to help via cannabis.
Yeah.
So like my shea butters, eczema. I have horrible eczema growing up. My parents used to wrap me around in Crisco oil, so now I found something that will help with that. So everything, yeah, so I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm excited for you. The wellness
Well,
space,
we might have to make one for you, a tea for you, and we could try it out.
yeah, I'm telling you, for performance, people are thinking always recovery, but you would be surprised how much you can do with performance, because the mind to muscle that you can get from a full spectrum
Yes.
plant is there. So yes, we have some things brewing, I imagine, but wellness is something that I've been hearing a lot more in this space, which is really
Mhm.
interesting to me. I think a lot of people are starting to realize, like, how do I bridge this? Because most of us, I think, will say it's been part of our lives no matter what season we were in, and it's always
Mhm.
kept us in a very healthy mindset. Of
Mhm.
course, there's some that just fucking get ripped. We're
Yes.
not talking about those people,
Yes.
but now that wellness athletes and fitness and all those people
Yes.
are actually coming around saying, hey, we are using this, we have been, and starting that, I think people are starting to realize, like, okay, let's maybe pitch ourselves differently. But in your case, your product really is tailored for the non-smoker. And I
Yes.
think that speaks to any athlete, whether that's jujitsu, whether
Yes.
that's a runner, because, two different things, weightlifting, two different groups, very different communities. But overall, they definitely like the functional mushrooms, the edibles, anything like
Yes.
this, because one, they're always traveling to different matches all over the world.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
hotel room, I need hot water in this, I'm
And
ready to go.
that was my plan for Nevada, because you go to Nevada and you go to all your favorite dispensaries, Harding's, New Woo. You go back to your room and you're like, I
Yeah,
can't smoke nowhere. I have to
yeah,
hotbox my car. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then keep looking over your shoulder for security.
right.
But if you think about it, in each hotel room, there's a hot water, a coffee machine.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so easy to get anywhere for
Yes,
the most part.
on the
No, I
plane as
think
well.
it's genius. Oh, on the plane too. I don't fly often, but
Yeah,
I didn't even thought about that.
yeah,
So I could take this, like, travel across
yeah,
the state lines, no problem?
yeah, yep.
All right.
You could brew it
Good
on the
to know.
plane. All you gotta ask is for some hot water.
Yay. I got my first marathon. This is gonna be perfect because we gotta stay at a hotel somewhere
There you
pricey.
go, right there.
I'm gonna bring it. Cool, cool. All right, it's getting closer to the hour,
Yeah.
but I wanted to ask you a few more questions. As
Okay.
far as who you are and everything that you've built, a lot of times entrepreneurs have to face a lot of diversity and haters. How do you deal with haters that come at you?
Um, and I came a long way from my 5 brothers, and this industry doesn't make it any better. Um, at all, at all. But I keep in mind, when I do face a lot of diversity, me being a woman and a woman of color in this industry, and someone who don't have mommy and daddy's money in this industry, that's also, you'll be surprised, that's looked at and frowned upon as well, because people literally had to see my brand grow with me. I went from the little fold up card table to like a fancier table to, regular Dixie cups into my fancy cups. So everyone witnessed that as well. So that's actually a turn off for a lot of people as well. But I just look at it as it's a bigger picture. Um, I'm trying to create generational wealth for my kids.
Mhm.
Um, it's all about them. I want to create a space for them to work at, for create jobs for them, for my nieces and nephews as well. So it's not about them. As long as I keep going, gonna have positive. I have a good support system. Um, as long as I keep going with that, lead with that. I don't care about no haters or what any diversity or what anybody have to say, because it's not about them and it's about my kids.
Yes, 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 yes to all of that. Much respect to you. I couldn't agree more. If I were to answer that question, I would be right there with you because I always say I have no time for bullshit. It is
Yeah.
really what I want. I'm working my ass. I say three things. I'm working my ass off right now to be the best mom I can be,
Yes.
to leave something behind for my
Yes.
children, and to be a MILF.
Yeah. That part right there. And let me tell you, you're already doing it because, girl, I've been seeing your videos.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I always tell people it comes off, if you know me, you'll know it's not vanity, it's therapy. It is
Yes.
pure
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
therapy. If I don't get that hour to turn that shit off, and even then I'm like, stop, like stop thinking about that. As moms, we're the worst at that. And then you
Oh,
add
yeah.
being a woman. So
Who are you telling? Between me trying to like lay down or take a nap, I got hot flashing from menopause. And I'm remembering Jordan has a therapy on one day. And then did I roll up my windows in my car? Did I send back that email to Casey? Like, you know what I mean? Like, girl, did I post today? Like, it's just so much. So I totally get it and understand. Did the
yes, yes.
dog eat today? Like, it's just too much, too much.
I know. Some girls, I can't remember. It was like a video I saw. She's like, do I have clean underwear on today? And it's like, I don't know that far, but
The
I'm
other
not
day, I
mad.
had two
I'm not
separate
mad.
Crocs on.
I'm
Didn't
not
know
mad.
until 5 o'clock. I was outside starting at what? I dropped off the kids at 7:30. So 7:30 till 5 o'clock. I had two separate Crocs on.
Oh,
Didn't
I
even
believe
know.
it.
Didn't even know. I was like, well, at least they're both for Crocs.
I know. Don't catch me at a grocery store on a random day.
Oh
I'll tell you
no,
that much. You'd be
no.
like, was that? No, that was not me, T. That was not. Thank you so much for sharing that. I always say haters fuel me, and I think it's probably the same. We just go about our
Yeah,
day.
I don't have time.
Before we jump into my 7 grams rapid fire, where can people find you and connect with you?
Okay, you can find me. My personal page is T from Teais T on all social handles, LinkedIn, Instagram. And for more information about Teais T, and where you can find us at, and when our website drops, you can find us on all social, Teais T LLC, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all social media platforms, as well as Teais T brand. And that one tells you a little bit more about our tropicals, our other tea flavors, CBD, as well as our we have honey as well. I partner with a honey farm in Baldwin Hills. They rescue bees, they gather the honey, and I infuse it. So it tells you a little bit about that. Because I have a culinary background, I also do high tea and brunches. So I infuse everything down to except for the meat, and then we pair it well with different teas from Teais Tea. So you can find us on Teais Tea brand, and that's on any social media platform, and that's TEESTEAB brands.
Yeah, I'll make sure that all of T's information is in our description, and make sure that if you guys need to connect with her, we'll put all her links in there as well. If you guys have questions for her, make sure you guys comment below in this
Yes,
video,
I would
and we'll
love.
make sure we get those answered. We'll probably have to bring her back, if anything.
Yes,
But all right, guys, we're coming up to the hour, so we'll get this going so we can enjoy our weekend. I'm sure both of our husbands are wondering, like, what the heck is happening? All right, 7 grams. Number 1, morning routine or late night grind when it comes to your wellness.
morning routine, because it sets the mood for the rest of the day.
I know I used to have a good morning routine, but I have a newborn and it's not.
Oh yeah, you're knocked off whack. You're gonna get back on track though.
Now it's like a 4 o'clocker, which is still fine, but I only do like half of what I used to do. I guess now I have to really wake up at 3 is what I'm telling my husband, because the 5 is not working no more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll get back to that. All right, number 2, gym workouts or nature walk.
Um, I'm not a nature walk person. But I'm always been petite and small, so cardio is like my no-no. I can't afford to lose pounds. So I'm a yoga girl. I have to increase my, my core, get my strength inside, and it's easier for me to go to studio versus try to do it at home. Because if I do it at home, I'm gonna be eating chips and smoking, looking at them like, "Go, girl, you go." So I
Yeah.
have to do it in studio.
I love that. All right, plant medicine for relaxation or for performance?
Actually, both. It seems like I'm the opposite of everyone. Indica. I seen one of the content. I forgot her handle because I
I'm
would love to
seeing
shout her out. But she just did some in as a video where it's like some people say I can't smoke and do my daily task, and then she shows a video and she's like I can't relate because she's like puffing while she's like cleaning up her house or kids area, and I'm like that's so me. I can function with if I smoke first, oh I can get it done, honey. I can get it done. Some indica too. Oh,
Mm,
don't worry about it. I'm like
locked
super.
in,
Yeah.
right? Locked in. Got the mirrors, got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
with some good right now I'm on some old school, not really old school, but 90s R&B hip hop. Put
Me
that on.
too.
It's oh, I have to send you some YouTube videos. I'm into these
Okay,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
DJs, like a whole set. They play a whole
Oh, I
set.
would love that because that's what I've been on lately too.
Yes,
I don't know
yeah.
what these new kids are saying.
No, I think they actually like our music. I just had somebody on here that DJs, and they for sure like our music. It's way
See?
more vibey. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still learning. We're way cooler. All right, number 4. Biggest misconception about cannabis.
Um, that it's bad, that it's not medicine. That's what that it's not medicine. But people are quick to take a Tylenol that ruins your kidneys and your liver. But
Mm.
I don't want to get high though.
No. I know when I had my C-section, I was like, "Wait, what are you trying to give me? Percocets, Norcos, Somas?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, but can
And
I
then they
go
get mad
home?"
at you when you say no.
But oh, they explained it to me that it's not they like had to go down a rabbit hole explaining to me why it's okay and safe while I'm breastfeeding. And I was just like, can you just release me? I'll take the ibuprofens and then I just want to go home because I could take care of myself when I get
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't take them, thankfully. I mean,
Oh
C-section,
yeah.
like, no fucking joke.
Who you
But
tell?
I know, girl. We talked about. I was like, I don't know who signs up for that. I really
Yeah, yeah.
don't. All right, where are we at? Okay, book or podcast for business inspiration?
I'm a book. I can't sit with podcasts. It only has to be someone I could connect with, like your podcast, an Earth podcast, the Witchy podcast. It's a few that I love, but yeah, it gets. Yeah, I'm a book.
Okay. Okay. I like books. I've been in the past year, I've been into like actual reading. Where we at? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Back this up. Number 6. Is AI stealing jobs or letting us take naps?
Both. It's making us dumb. Like for instance,
Lazy.
when I went to Wendy's, they were like, "Oh, you have to use the kiosk." I was like, "Oh, so you want me to use the person that's taking your job?" Got you. You know what I mean? So that was
I
both
hate those.
lazy because I mean, that person's here to. I mean, the AI is here to take your job, and not
Yeah.
only it's like, come on now.
Did you tell
So
them that?
yeah,
Good.
they sat there with
I
a
would.
blank look, like,
Like,
deer caught in the headlights and still was like, kiosk. So, okay. Yeah, I would let help the person that's taking your job.
yeah, kiddo, buck up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't realize it.
And then they're gonna be hollering, there's no jobs. Like,
Yeah, trying to live with mama for the rest of their life. That's what's about to happen.
girl, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, that's a whole different subject. They need to get their shit together.
yeah.
All right, last one. If one got leaked, which one would you prefer? Your pictures or text?
My picture. Yeah, because I say some crazy shit on text. Excuse my language. I don't know if we could cuss, but
Yes,
yeah, I
yes, yes.
ain't no telling, especially with my friends, girl.
I
In
know,
this
I know.
industry, oh God, I will have no friends left because this industry done put me through the ringer. So,
I
I debrief with them. So, yeah, pictures.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I have yet to hear someone say text, so I say what's gonna hurt? A little bit of weed, a little bit of food, maybe some kids.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Little
That's it.
variety.
That's it.
Yeah, nothing harmful.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
all
yeah.
right,
But my words, my thoughts, girl, catch me with a
those
good
are
person.
sacred. Those are
Yes,
sacred. Those are sacred. They're only for
yes,
special people. Late night talks.
yes.
All right, Mama. I appreciate you spending time with me on our
Thank you so
Friday.
much for having me.
Thank you for coming by and blessing me with some goodies. I'm going
Of
to
course.
preach to people about this and share with my run club as well about the drinks. We'll make sure that all of T's information is in here, but we are done for tonight. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you for having me.